Have you ever wondered why alcohol is forbidden for Muslims as well as, a lot of other religions? Well, the reason why for this, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, didn't, when he first started preaching Islam publicly, didn't come along and say, right, that's it, no more drinking. Because people would have gone, well, hang on a minute, I like drinking. The prohibition on alcohol was revealed in stages. And the reason for this, because, like I said, people would have rejected it if he would have come along and just said, that's it, you need to cut out all the booze. Even Aisha radiallahu anha said that if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would have told us all the things that Islam forbid us from doing, none of us would have ever become Muslim in the first place. So, like I said, it was done in stages. The first stage try not to drink too much. And, then it became with, try to not be drunk during the times of prayer. And, a few other stages before it was forbidden completely. And the reason for this was not because of what it does to the body, as it can have, harmful effects on the body as well, but was because of the way it made people act. And obviously, there are people saying, some people out there, they saying, and obviously, science also proves this, that alcohol can have certain healthy effects for the body. Like, for example, obviously, alcohol can be used to clean a wound, or, a glass of red wine every now and then can be good for your heart. And I'm not debating that. In the sense, obviously, because science proves this, but the harm outweighs the good. And if you want a real world example of this, take a drive out to your local nightclub district. Around about the times that the clubs kick out, which is usually about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4, depending on where it is and the license of the venue, etc. And see the way that people are acting when they come out of there. You could potentially see, sorry, fights. You could see, people being sick everywhere. You could see people sitting in pools of their own sick because they can't stand up. They've lost the ability to use their legs. You can see people get taken away by the police, being taken away by the ambulance. So like I said, it wasn't forbidden for the things that it does to the body. It was forbidden for the way that it makes people act. And this is the same reason that alcohol, like drinking alcohol and gambling, are considered the same sin. Because obviously there are people that have made fortunes gambling, but there are many more people who have destroyed their lives from it. So yeah, if you've ever wondered why, alcohol is haram, that's why. It's for the way that it makes people act. I've seen people that wouldn't say boo to a goose sober, that, have a few drinks and all of a sudden, like that, they can think they can take on the world. And, it's a horrific thing, and it leads to the destruction of society and the destruction of values. And, I've seen people that, I've seen people urinating in public, things that people wouldn't even dream of doing sober. When they're drunk, it doesn't bother them as much. Alcohol can lead to homosexual acts. It can lead to, immoral acts. There's a reason why, at least under English law as well as American law, that you cannot sleep with someone if they're drunk. That's considered rape because of the fact that there's no guarantee that they would have said yes to that if they were sober. There's a reason why, obviously, you can't operate machinery and drive if you're under the influence. Alcohol, people, especially when people can't handle their alcohol, and, I'm sure many of you have probably seen people like this, if not in, hopefully not in real life, but at the very least in the news or, on social media or on YouTube videos, that, it makes people act crazy. Like I say, like, the amount of times I've seen people fighting when they're drunk, and these aren't people, these random people. Sometimes these are best friends, sometimes these are family members, brothers. I've seen two brothers you had a few too many, and one thought someone said something else that the other one didn't like, and all of a sudden they've just started beating each other up. And these are things that they would never dream of doing sober. So yeah, if you've ever wondered why alcohol is haram and forbidden for Muslims, like I said, as well as many other religions, this is why. Like I said, if you don't just want to take the Quran, Quranic verses and the Hadiths and the Sunnahs, as evidence of this, look for a real life version of evidence, and just like I say, just take a drive to your local nightclub, but just make sure obviously you're careful, just so you don't get into any trouble yourselves, and you have a prime example of why Muslims are forbidden from drinking. Yeah, guys, that's all for today. Peace.